Welcome to The Explainer. If you love the idea of kicking back and enjoying your backyard, but you're not so fond of the bugs, the rain, or the blazing sun, then you've probably hit this exact crossroads. Should you build a screened-in porch or a sunroom? Today, we're going to break down this classic homeowner dilemma.
Right? It's the dream. You want to bridge that gap between the comfort of being inside your home and the beauty of being outside. And there are two really popular ways to do it. So let's dive in and start with the classic solution, the screened-in porch.
Okay, first up, the screened-in porch. I want you to think of this as your gateway to the outdoors. It's the space that lets you feel that nice breeze and hear the birds, but with a very important layer of protection.
So the key phrase to lock onto here is open-air atmosphere. A screened-in porch isn't really meant to be another room in your house. Nope. It's all about making your outdoor space way more comfortable and accessible, by keeping out mosquitoes and those annoying blowing leaves.
And the benefits here really paint a pretty picture, don't they? You get that amazing airflow, that real outdoor vibe, which is just perfect for your morning coffee or dinner with friends. And you get all of that at a pretty cost-effective price. It's a serious lifestyle upgrade without breaking the bank. And speaking of cost, here are the numbers that make this option so darned attractive. This range is a much more manageable entry point for a lot of homeowners. It's a huge improvement to your home, for sure, but it's not the cost of a full-blown addition. But of course, there's always a trade-off. That amazing open-air feel means it's not insulated. So once the temperature starts to drop, your porch kind of becomes a fair-weather friend. Its use is definitely tied to the seasons, and yeah, you'll have a little bit of upkeep with the screens. Okay, now let's switch gears and look at our second contender, the sunroom. And you'll see this is a completely different kind of living space. We're not just enhancing the outdoors here, we are extending the indoors.
The magic words here: fully enclosed and climate controlled. A sunroom is, for all intents and purposes, a brand new room for your house. It just happens to be wrapped in glass, so you're flooded with natural light while keeping all the weather out.
And the biggest advantage, the absolute game changer, is that year-round usability. This is a true four-season space, which makes it incredibly versatile. I mean, think about it. A home office, a playroom, a home gym, all drenched in natural light all year long. It's also a major investment that can add real value to your home.
Of course, all that year-round comfort comes with a higher price tag. You can see the investment range is a lot wider. And that's because you're basically building a fully insulated, finished part of your home with its own heating, cooling, and electrical. So, what's the other side of the coin? Well, that higher cost is obviously a big one. But there's something else, something a little more subtle, and that's the feeling of connection. You get incredible views, no doubt, but you're behind glass. You don't get the breeze or the sounds of nature in that same raw, unfiltered way.
Okay, let's do it. Let's put them head to head. We've seen the pros and cons for each, but now let's put the most important factors right next to each other to make the differences totally crystal clear.
When you lay it out like this, the choice really starts to sharpen, doesn't it? The screened-in porch is the clear winner on budget and that authentic outdoor connection. But the sunroom, it's unbeatable for year-round, all-weather use. The right choice for you really just depends on which of these things you value most.
And this visual just drives that budget point home. Look at that. The starting line for a basic sunroom is already higher than what you might pay for a typical screened-in porch. It's a great way to think about the financial part of the decision.
So, with all this information swirling around, how do you actually make the call? How do you figure out what's right for your home, your family, your life? Let's break it down into a few simple steps.
Honestly, it really just boils down to this question. Are you trying to improve your outdoor experience, or are you trying to add a new indoor experience that has an outdoor view? If you crave that breeze, go for the porch. If you crave a cozy, sunlit room in the middle of January, the sunroom is your answer. Following these 3 steps will get you there. First, be totally realistic about your budget. Second, be honest with yourself about how you're really going to use the space day to day. And third, and this one's a biggie, really consider your local climate. A mild climate might make a porch useful most of the year, but harsh winters make a sunroom feel like a lifesaver. Your local climate is the perfect example of this whole trade-off. I mean, think about a place like Charlotte, North Carolina. It gets hot and humid in the summer. A breezy, bug-free porch is an absolute blessing there. But that same area can have chilly days where a warm, sunlit room would be amazing. Understanding your own region is absolutely key.
And speaking of Charlotte, the info and cost estimates for this explainer actually come from an article by Exterior Remodeling. They're a trusted builder down there who specializes in both of these projects, and they really get how that local climate impacts the perfect choice for a homeowner.
So, if you want to dive even deeper and see some examples of what they do, you can find the original article that inspired this whole explainer right on their website. So, at the end of the day, what's your future going to look like? Is it filled with those gentle breezes on a screened-in porch? Or is it cozy, sun-drenched afternoons in a four-season sunroom? The right choice isn't just an addition to your house, it's a real investment in how you want to live.